Hey everyone, we just got back from an incredible experience. We want to tell you about it. And we also want to talk about what it means to have spiritual Ozempic versus high demand religions. We really think you're going to enjoy this. I mean, find out why we are all red and tired. So anyway, enjoy this video. We're excited that you're with us.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are here and excited, and we are decked out with our merch lanyard. This is the only merch we got from our event we
free.
went to today.
Yeah.
Yes. A lifelong dream we got to take part in with
His dream.
Yeah. Maybe I have to explain that a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's always loved supercars, obviously.
Yep.
And there's this thing called the Gumball 3000, and it's a rally where supercars drive like all of them together, and they do like a road trip. And so this one is from Miami to Mexico, and they stopped in Houston today. So we thought that would be a great opportunity for him to go, and he got an invitation
For us to go.
Yeah. We went together, and he got an invitation to take one of his cars up, and we represented, didn't we?
Yeah. We
put these in the dashboard.
So
The
everybody that
Bible and the
took
book.
pictures and stuff was sitting there on display.
Yes, very proudly.
Yep. This is how we did missionary work while we were there.
And we got some sun.
Oh my gosh!
Didn't
Look at the tan line.
We were out there for like 4 hours.
It was so
4.5 hours. And
it was worth it.
Standing, waiting for these jokers to get there. I mean, it started at 12 and they didn't get there till like 2:30 or 3.
It was pretty late.
Oh my gosh. And like he was like, we were walking away after they finally got there, and we were just walking to look at the cars, and right place, right time, there they are, the big stars of the event. And they're like, hey, come on, let's get a selfie. So Tyron turns around, he's like, get in here. And I'm like, no. Like, I was over it. I was like, so dead.
It was like the whole reason why we went.
I was like, go for it. So he got a really good selfie with them. I just had no energy. I wasn't trying to be a buzzkill or anything.
I was all smiles.
Yeah.
Because
it was a neat opportunity.
I have been following those guys more than
10 years.
More than 10 years. I mean, all through the times we were in Germany before that.
Wow.
I mean,
that's a long time.
Yeah. So finally see them in person. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. Maybe. I mean, Houston's has a big car scene. So I'm sure they'll at some point will be back. I know they've kind of flirted with the idea of moving from where they are to Texas, just because California is a really difficult place to do any of that kind of stuff nowadays.
And they're from Canada.
From Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
Daily driven exotics.
But we were thinking, Houston is like the 4th largest city in the U.S., but we're thinking, it's Sunday. There's not going to be a lot of traffic. And there was a lot of traffic. Where do all the Gentiles go on Sunday?
Yeah, we actually felt like what it's like to be... I guess we can't really call it Gentiles.
I know,
that sounds so condescending.
I'm kidding.
But it's like we were walking around literally going, wow, this is what it feels like when Sunday is like a
fun day,
like
or
a normal
every other day,
right? It just
we were taught to, the 10 Commandments: keep the Sabbath day holy, go to church. We don't do our grocery shopping on Sunday. We don't run our errands. We might like visit family members or do another church, an extra church meeting or choir practice or something. But Sundays are pretty chill. And I like that because all of our other days are just maxed out. So I like having a day set aside. So this was different for us. Yeah. So we had no idea other people were on the road. Like that many other people were on the road. It just seemed like another day.
It was, and it also reminds you of like, again, kind of like going to Hawaii, you just get reminded of kind of how insignificant. I mean, there must have been, I don't know, 20,000 people running around this one. I don't know if it was that many people, but it was a lot.
We didn't count.
I mean, we're going to show you a video here in just a second of just like all like, the people and drone. Oh, we'll show you all kinds of pictures and stuff of what we experienced. But in general, it was just a ton of people.
And
And
hot.
yeah,
Very hot.
so and but luckily, I will say this, it was overcast,
Mhm.
so the sun wasn't beating on
We
us,
still got
but the UV was still coming through, and
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even think about
Is
it. I was just like, "Hey, it's overcast, I don't have to worry about it. It's,
Yeah.
we're gonna be good." But thank goodness it was, because that would have just been terrible.
Yeah, there was, like,
Terrible.
a nice little breeze.
Yeah.
Even though it was 89 degrees, it was still a
Mhm.
nice warm breeze, and, yeah, I wear so much makeup, you can't get through this with the
Oh, man,
sun.
and there was
Yeah, I was protected.
so many nice cars. Oh my gosh. Houston has such a great car scene. Is impressive, very impressive, the amount of people that waste money on cars. There's a lot of us
Including present company.
that do that. I don't recommend it, okay? I don't recommend it. If you do buy a car that's in this kind of genre, then make sure your assets pay for them, okay? Don't work a
Or
day
just
job to
get
try
a
to pay for these
cheaper
things.
hobby, you know?
Get the little
Take up
matchbox.
painting or something.
Get the matchbox cars. Okay, so but anyway, what else happened this week? I mean, that's obviously the big one because we just got home and we are completely exhausted.
Yeah, we're super tired.
Yeah. Hey everyone, we're gonna just stop the video right here. Just ask you to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate all those that are watching us on a regular basis. And yeah, and if you're not, we're just glad you're here. But we did want to also just show you some of the video of what we saw today at the Gumball 3000 rally. It was just such a great experience for me. Not so much. Well, it was
I'm
a good
glad
experience
we
for
got
you.
to do it
But
together.
hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll be back in just a second. Enjoy. Look,
Well,
it's Mira.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you gonna say
Well,
hi? Oh, don't step
we
on my
have
computer.
all 4 of us in the house now, plus 2
Oh,
cats, so our
yeah.
kids are here, so
That's right.
that's nice,
Mhm.
and, our daughter needed to go to the grocery store last night. She's 21, she could've taken herself, but I went with her, and, do you know what happened to me?
Oh, I do know what happened. You told me.
There was a
At
roach
Kroger.
at my favorite grocery store,
Yep.
and I was walking along, I had flip-flops on, it's nearly barefoot, naked feet, flip-flops, and then Rachel says, "There's a big roach," and I screamed and jumped away because that's what you do when you see roaches here, because 'cause they're huge in Texas,
Big
and
tree
it
roach.
terrified me, and so I was like, "Whoa, okay," steer clear of that, no problem, and he was moving kinda slow, and I looked around and there was 2
Would you be
guys
afraid?
working. She would have been terrified too.
Would you have been afraid of a roach?
Anyway, you don't wanna see that at the grocery store you go to.
In the produce
Yeah,
section. by the
where
way.
there's, like, no wrappers on stuff. So, I looked around, I only saw 2 workers, and they clearly were close enough to hear me scream, but they did not even come and check on me to see if my life was in peril or anything like that. So, I was like,
Not really in the produce
I
section.
feel like I should tell someone, because I mean, someone else, and what if other customers see this, you know? So I went and told them, and the one guy, he was the HR person, customer service person, and he was like, "Oh, really? Oh, oh, in the produce sec yeah, that's why I screamed." He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, well, I'll let them know. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that." Like, super customer service type of response. And I don't think he let anyone know about it, but the guy he was talking to was pushing this big trash can on wheels, so I'm guessing that was the janitor, right? That's a pretty good guess, right? So
Probably.
he comes toward me, and I'm like, "Oh, are you looking for the roach?" And he was like, "Not really," like, all mad, and I said, "Well, you just passed it, it's right over there, it's still there," and he goes, "Well, it's not really a big deal, certainly not a big enough deal to scream about it." Ugh, I said, "It scared me." But he didn't really seem to care about that or the roach. So
Mhm.
he just, like,
Such a guy.
went
He's just
about
a
his
guy.
business, but,
Just
I
like,
mean, what is
whatever.
the world coming to? Don't we this is unacceptable,
This is like
unacceptable.
Shakespeare, like Much
People
to Do About Nothing.
people just don't care about roaches in grocery stores.
In
Isn't that
Texas
important?
in Texas, it's just normal.
No, that cannot be normal.
It's just normal in
That
Texas.
cannot be normal. Anyway, there are plenty of other grocery stores nearby, so maybe I'll just go to one of those next
As
time
long as it's not
instead.
crawling on the food,
It was on the floor.
yeah, that's fine
Ugh,
ish.
it's not fine. It's
Yeah,
not
they do get big
fine.
in Texas, though.
It's not fine. I just think, you know, people should care.
It's just that people tend to take the easiest route, right? They're just I mean,
Yeah?
look, if this thing's not burning down, just, whatever. Just,
Yeah. He's probably thinking,
he
I'm not the
he
exterminator. It's not my
probably just
job.
watched Lion King and was like, "Hakuna Matata." Whatever.
But that's true. We do take, I mean, it is human nature to take the easiest path. We are wired that way. I
Mm.
mean, we do that for, you notice how your mind goes into like autopilot when you're
Mhm.
driving,
Mhm.
unless you're driving a really nice car and there's a lot of traffic.
Oh, that is a lot of
That's
anxiety.
yeah. But normally, your brain puts it into autopilot because it takes so many calories to do those things. So
Very scientific.
it's no, it's true. And
Mhm.
so that is how we are wired for survival.
Mm. Mm. Get into biology.
Yeah. But it
But,
makes
that does actually tie into what we were gonna talk about today.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it does.
if we had the energy, because we didn't know if we were gonna, like, cut it off right here, at the end of the car thing and kinda what happened this week, or if we were actually gonna talk about how you've got different types of, let's say, what would you how did we phrase this last week, by the way?
Spiritual Ozempic.
Yeah, like, but in contrast to the more
Oh, high
traditional
demand
high
church and
demand
a low demand
church. Yeah,
church.
because, there's a so it's good that you were talking about kind of people being laissez-faire and just kind of taking the easiest path, because that kind of goes into this topic, because there's been a lot said on TikTok and different social media platforms about high demand churches. And a high demand church is basically a church that requires a lot of you. You have responsibilities, you spend a lot of time. Oftentimes it would be kind of like a part-time job, almost amount of time you spend
Yeah,
serving
true.
others, fulfilling your calling, these types of things. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints fits squarely into this category of a high demand church, right?
Yeah.
Anybody that is ever become aware or has had the missionaries over or has talked to anybody who is a member of the church will quickly find out just how invested you are on a day-to-day basis in the activities of the church. So we have what's called callings, and callings are basically where you're asked to sort of be a part-time servant, right? And with a specific responsibility. So currently, what are some examples of some callings?
I'm the young women's advisor, so I'm one of the several women who are over the teenage girls, and we
Mhm.
help them with their activities and things like that. There's Sunday school president,
We had
which we've talked about
it's a most
before.
viewed episode, but
Yeah.
there's lots of callings. You have bishops and you have counselors, you have women's organizations that are led by a Relief Society president, and you're dealing with welfare needs, you're dealing with teaching the gospel, you're dealing with clerical work. So there's just
Oh, yeah, even
tons
scheduling the building,
of
that's one of
stuff.
my callings,
Yep.
and ministering to each other, like,
Hmm.
checking up on each other, those are smaller callings,
Yeah, like one
but
of the families that
important.
I minister, she has a car issue quite often, and so I'm often, organizing to get her Chevy Tahoe fixed, whether it's a tire or a brake issues or whatever it might be. So just it could be just miscellaneous, all kinds of different things. But anyway, that takes a lot of time, and sometimes people don't like that they have to dedicate so much time to their faith, because it can be taxing, it can be tiring. Oftentimes on the weekend, you just want to relax. I know we do. Like right now, I just want to go kick my feet up and do nothing. But we're here doing this. I love this, by the way. But that's the reality, right? You have to put a lot of time into it, and people don't like that. And that kind of gets into the opposite situation, which would be kind of low demand churches,
Mhm.
churches that don't require a lot. And this is actually how we would tie the analogy of spiritual Ozembic to contrast the high demand church. And so how would we put this analogy together when it comes to spiritual Ozembic? What in the world is Ozembic?
Well, Ozempic is that GP
GLP-1.
GLP-1,
Mhm,
which I mean, you know more about it than I do, but on the
mhm.
surface, I know it suppresses your appetite, and
Yeah.
then you don't have your cravings, you don't have hunger, so you just don't eat
Mhm,
as much, and that's good because you eat less calories, which means you lose weight, and it's quick, and it's fast, and it's satisfying, and simple,
mhm,
and some people really need that, like, that just really need a kickstart, to their weight loss. It's
mhm,
very helpful in a lot of cases, people who've been trying to lose weight for a long time or people who are severely obese and their health problems, they're having a lot of health problems because of the extra weight.
mhm. Yeah, 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 everything you've said is true about GLP-1s. There are some definite side effects, that come along with it. You can have bone density issues because of the calorie deficit. You can lose muscle mass because of the calorie deficit. You feel nausea oftentimes. That has a lot to do with the digestive tract and how the
Mhm.
GLP-1s affect that. And so because of that, you tend to atrophy in those other areas. And that's where you have some long term negative impacts, right? You lose
Mhm.
muscle mass. And as we all know, I mean, we're big into fitness. And so you have to work to keep that muscle on. And so this is where we get into compare and contrast between high demand religions versus those that are low demand religions. And the analogy we're creating here is that you've got some faiths, some religions out there that are kind of like a GLP-1. They're like an Ozempic. So they give you a quick little shot in the arm. They're fairly easy to digest and to take in. They're kind of quick fixes, but long term, you kind of lose the strength. You lose the ability to be able to handle difficult situations because you haven't really adequately developed faith, because the Ozempic and such like muscle doesn't really lend to that kind of development because you're just not putting a demand on your system, whether it's your spiritual system or your physical system. The same thing is true when you start comparing the two. And so while high demand religions are getting a lot of shade, okay, I guess that's the I don't know, the Gen
Yeah.
Z
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
term. um, that is getting a lot of negativity because of the pressure that comes with it and the anxiety that comes with it. But we need that stress in order for us to grow our faith, just like our bones and our muscles need the stress of physical activity in order for it to grow and to be able to handle those physical demands. Do you have any other thoughts about kind of
Yeah,
the
well,
two parallels?
I was just thinking, like, with the Ozempic and things, they don't teach you how to do it on your own. Like, they
Hmm.
don't teach you like, that taking that pill, you don't learn how to meal prep or calorie count or work out or,
Hmm.
you know, organize your meals and cook and shop and eat, which foods are better and when should I eat this, what time of day, and how much should I eat. It doesn't teach you that. And that's kind of how, if you go into a church that has like great music, and I've been to them and I love them, the fog machines and the really charismatic pastor that has this great message, and you feel really good and pumped up after you
Mhm.
hear it. But there's not like a now you need to go and do this, and you need to participate, and you need to
Mhm.
teach next week, and you need to serve, and you need to pray and
Mhm.
open up your scriptures yourself. Like, there's not really that,
Like teaching a man to fish as opposed
yeah,
to just feeding them the fish.
yeah. So it's great and it's nice. And for some people who are just need a jump start in religion, uh, that's that could be a great thing. That's better than nothing, I
Mhm.
think.
Yep.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought of it.
And when you look at the flip side on the fitness, like with fitness, I know I competed for a number of years in fitness shows,
Mhm.
right? And this would require you to diet for long periods of time. And as you go through the process of reducing your calories, keeping up your physical activity so you could try to maintain as much muscle mass as possible, there is a tremendous challenge that is placed on your willpower.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that you have to stick to this diet, you have to stick to this regiment, even when the temptation is calling you for eat this food or eat that food, or you go out to eat and someone else is having enchiladas and you're like, sorry, I can't. Can only have chicken breast,
Yeah.
right? And so while it's very strange, you really get tested. Your willpower gets tested, and you find out very quickly whether or not you're strong enough to be able to resist those temptations. And I think that process, that sort of trial by fire, those types of scenarios really teaches you what you're made of, what kind of willpower you have. But if you don't ever go through those types of things, if you're never put in those types of situations, you never really know. Your faith has not really been tried. And so when you have these, let's say, quick shots, these Ozempics and so forth, it does help you to feel good in the moment.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn how to cultivate your faith, if you don't learn how to take care of your physical body and how to be able to overcome the temptation to have, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth with analogies here.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn these things, then when the trial comes, when your spiritual trial comes, you're not going to know what to do. The only thing you're going to know is, man, I need Joel Osteen. I need to go listen to Joel Osteen because he has the answers apparently, right? Whereas if you've been through these things, you've taught yourself, you've gained the faith, then you know where to rely on. You know to rely on on,
Yeah.
on the
You know
Savior.
that you need God
Yeah,
and
and
Jesus.
and you keep going forward because you know that, hey, I know it's bad right now, but I'm just going to keep pressing forward because I know when I get through this, I'm going to be stronger because of this trial. And so I think that's where you've got different camps. And again, we're not saying that there's anything bad about, let's say, the charismatic mega church that provides sort of the spiritual Ozembic that many people are looking
And we're
for.
also not saying that Ozempic is bad either.
No, no. In fact, we prefer, even in the fitness industry, we prefer that is actually there, right? That GLP-1s are available because some people simply just cannot get out of that initial phase of having all of that weight on them, right?
Yeah.
And Ozempic is a nice way to kind of, like you said, get it started, and then once they're going, then and they got their weight somewhat under control and their eating habits under control, then us as like coaches, personal trainers and stuff can really start to work with them if they're able to actually come in and they can overcome the nausea and the sort of the weakness and so forth that comes from a GLP-1. We can really help them sort of take it on to the next step. But yeah. So we do find that churches like Ozempic or GLP-1s are important, and they're better than nothing. But we
Yeah.
do think that high demand churches that require you to put your faith in action, are far more rewarding and long term. You're able to handle trials that will come.
It's
Inevitably, they will come.
Yeah, it's basically that quick satisfaction versus that growing your faith over time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would encourage all of you, to look into that, to kind of ask yourself, what kind of church do I go to? Am I at a church that is more of a spiritual Ozempic, or am I at a church that's actually requiring or advising or facilitating
Or challenging,
challenge? Yeah, it's a good word. Challenging,
inviting.
you to be more active with your faith, right? And that is one thing that I do appreciate about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is that it is built to have many, many vehicles for you to be able to serve. In fact, one we have coming up, I don't know that we're going to be able to take part in it, but is that we have a peanut butter factory here in Houston,
Mhm.
and our congregation is responsible for a particular shift where you go and you actually make peanut butter, and the peanut butter is put in jars and then it's distributed around the world and given out in humanitarian efforts. And so
Mm.
that's just one. Like in Houston, we have a peanut butter factory. There are other factories that have beans, and there's other
And
factories that
milk
have
and
wheat,
yeah,
cheese, and all kinds of
everything.
different like that. Like that. Ours in Houston happens to be a peanut butter factory.
Yeah.
So there's lots of vehicles. Speaking of vehicles, since we started with vehicles, there's lots of vehicles for you to be able to develop your faith. What are some of the things that you found in your church history that have helped develop your faith? What vehicles have you used?
Definitely participating in church, through teaching. That's
Yeah,
been
you're a good
great.
teacher.
Oh, thank you. So are you, though. He's really good.
I just talk a lot,
And they
too
even
much.
ask us to speak, like you're speaking in sacrament meeting in a few
Yep.
weeks.
At the end of the
So
month.
they ask us to speak in front of the whole congregation, and that makes you practice a lot
Hmm.
too. And yeah, just reading my scriptures daily, daily prayer,
Hmm.
like all these things help me to become what we call spiritually self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I know one you do really well, better
What's
than
that?
most people that I know, is
What?
that we have the program of ministering
Mm-hmm.
where
Oh,
we are assigned a family or a few families to oversee, to check in on, to meet with on a regular basis. And this is one thing that Sarah has done exceptionally well. She's a great example
that's
of
sweet.
always going over, always knowing her families, making sure she spends time with them, making sure they know her and they can rely and trust her. So yeah, you've been fantastic. Way better than me. I mean, way better than me. So
Yeah.
I need to get better at this.
And one of them, it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Sarah.
Mm. She watched this.
I hope so. I don't know.
Sarah. Oh man. Well, it is really good to be back. Back in the swing of
Yeah, back in the
things.
studio,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep. But,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna, we'll show. I mean, I think we will have already have maybe
Oh, and
shown
you
you
should put
some
up a
things.
picture of your front double bicep
For
when you were
what?
competing, from when you were
Oh my
competing, because you
goodness.
told them about that. He got hangry a lot, y'all.
Never, never. That never happened.
Yeah, he worked really,
I
really hard.
yeah, it is that is hard, right?
Yeah,
That is hard.
I couldn't do that.
I could have used some Ozempic back then. They didn't have
Yeah.
any of that stuff back then.
He had to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, yeah, but the old-fashioned way is still the best way.
He had to shop at Kroger for his produce
Yeah,
and kick all the roaches out of the way.
yeah. Alright,
That's my
so
favorite store. I'm just feel so
she's so
bad
disappointed
dogging
in
on him.
Kroger. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, well.
we'll be back next week. And again, sorry for the low energy. We're just so tired right now. We are trying our best.
Tired and sunburned, but you know what? We got to do something
Yeah.
really
Oh,
cool,
I won't forget
and
this.
we represented
Yeah.
today.
Well, I hopefully prior to this at some point we have shown you a bunch of video of what happened at the Gumball 3000. But hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll be back next week. More
Yep, with
energy.
more energy and
Yeah.
no sunburn.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
All right,
Bye
bye.
bye.